Alright, so now we have the data inside props and that news, and this is going to be an array of objects. So now we need a way to loop this array of objects coming from props and display the data right here. So first, I'm going to just remove this from here. I'm just going to say items for now. And okay, I'm going to go right here at the top and I'm going to create a variable that is going to be called items. So this variable is going to be looping whatever information we get from props.news. So okay, we're going to be accessing props. Then we're going to say dot, and I'm going to access news because, you know, the data it's inside there. And then since we have an array of objects, I'm going to be using map, and you're going to be using map the whole time. It's going to be your best friend. So okay, so now what we need to do, we need to pass whatever we want to loop, which is this, and on each iteration we're going to pass an item. Now I'm going to say item. Now if you have news plural, what you can say is new or whatever, but you know there's no singular of news. So for now I'm going to say item, and this is going to be an anonymous function. Now on each iteration, that on each key that we find inside props news, each object, we're going to run an iteration. If we check the JSON, the dv.json that we have right here, we have 4 different news. So this loop is going to loop 4 times. And on each iteration is going to pass the item. The first iteration is going to pass the first one, the second this one, the third this one, and the other one this one. And this is going to be ES6. This is not React. So now on each iteration we pass the item. So what we can do, we can return some JSX. We're going to say return, open and close, just like that. So now inside the return, remember that whenever we use JSX, we need to pass a single element. And this one is going to be each item of news. So first I'm going to add a title. The title, it needs a title. If we go to the dv.json, we have the title right here. So okay, I'm going to go right here and bring the title. Now on each iteration, we have each element inside item. So what we can do, we can say item dot and then title, just like that. And if we go right here, of course, we are not getting anything. So now what we need to do is to pass the feed. So I'm going to create a variable that is going to be, a div that is going to pass the actual feed. So I'm going to say item and then feed. Okay, of course, nothing is going to happen. So now this variable is doing all the logic, rendering some markup with the title and the feed. This is what we need. So now what we can do inside the return, we can make a reference to this variable. So we're going to go right here and enclose everything inside curly braces. And okay, and React is going to do the job for us. It's going to notice that we have something that calls items. It's going to find the items, and this item, this variable, it's returning some JSX. So it's going to go and paste and put the JSX inside here. So, you know, it works. Everything works really nice. So this map, again, it's ES6, and it's kind of doing a for loop. It's actually a loop, of course, but it's kind of doing I equals 0. If you come from the ES5 world, then I is less than array, that length, you know, all the logic that we used to do back in the day, I++, and then inside we're going to access each array. And then, of course, we pass the iteration, and then we pass the item. And in this case, if we wanted to get the title, we say title. So this is the same logic than this one. We're not going to use that. We're going to be using ES6 because ES6 is awesome, and we're going to be using it the whole time. Okay, so this works. We still need to do a few things. If you remember, we are using news list item. So this should be rendered inside news list item on each item. So let's go to the next section and see how to include this code inside news list item.